kids, comics. Silverhaired Bronze Age babe here, yakking about her comic book collection, and today another episode of Late to the Party. And today I am going to talk about the Doom Patrol. And boy, have I been late to this party. I was reading a book about female superheroes, which, by the way, is not a very long book. And there was a part of a chapter about the Doom Patrol, and this character here, Elastigirl, also her real identity is Rita Farr. This group of superheroes took shape in the mid-60s. My understanding is they appeared a few months before X-Men, and it's interesting because the gang is affected by radiation and things that cause them to be very different. Elastigirl can change shape. She can go from normal size to very small. My favorite, though, is when she's huge. And then you've got a guy who is, he's actually radioactive. And a guy who's the only thing that's left of him is his brain. And they are managed and run by a guy in a wheelchair. Gee, where have we heard that before? But anyway, the book was pointing out that the character of Rita Farr is and was extremely unusual for comic book characters at that time, and I would say even for this time. She is a no-nonsense, I'll take care of it myself character who holds her own with the boys in the Doom Patrol, and she takes no guff from anybody. And, better yet, they respect her all the more for it. I have been diving into the Doom Patrol. I've been spending more money than I should, but I don't care, to get a lot of these books, and I really like them. Unlike the Justice League, where everyone kind of gets along and they're very polite with each other, these characters are really the Bickersons. I mean, they kind of go back and forth with each other over and over again. But ultimately, they hang in together. The Silver Age run ended, I think, in 1968, and there's an issue where the story comes to a conclusion, and it's an amazing comic book. Maybe I'll talk about that at some other time. But what I do want to point out about Rita Farr is she ends up getting married, and one of my favorite side characters in this series is her soon-to-be husband, Mento. In real life, I'm forgetting his name, but it doesn't really matter because every time he's brought up, it is mentioned that he is the 5th richest man in the world, to the point where it just is absolutely hysterical. It's just, they just kind of mock him at all turns. He's a good guy, but he's, the 5th richest man in the world. So she ends up marrying him. But just to show you what kind of female Rita Farr and Elastigirl is, after their ceremony, the Doom Patrol is informed that a bomb scare aboard a plane landing at City Airport has been called in, and they have to go check it out. And the Mento, the fifth richest man in the world, is like, well, we're finally married. Now you can say goodbye to the Doom Patrol and settle down to... And she says, yes, dear, I'll do anything you say, dear, but we can't let that plane blow up. See you later. I mean, how can you not love that? Rita Farr, I heart you. The only other thing I want to mention is, again, I like to read letters to the editor. And there's one letter here from an issue from 1967. And, dear editor, I'm writing on behalf of my squad. We are a faithful followers of Doom Patrol and have been ever since basic training. Right now, from where we stand, it wouldn't hurt if we had them over here with us in Vietnam. We found a copy of Doom Patrol number 109 on a hill we were securing, obviously left by someone who held the position before us. We read it eagerly, but now we're wondering how we're ever going to keep up with you. When we're stateside, Doom Patrol could be bought anywhere. Could you send us info on subscribing? And it's signed Lance Corporal Marty Schultz, United States Marine Corps, somewhere in Vietnam. That just shows to go you that how important comic books were and are and can be to people. So I found that very, very moving. And if you hadn't have a chance to check out Doom Patrol, do yourself a favor because it is a blast. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.